Well, the Cabbie and the Prince had big days yesterday, leading the Tigers to a win. Tonight is a new night. The Kansas City Royals are in town, and hopefully that duo can have another big night here this evening. Perhaps even win you some curly fries if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Well, the Tigers have taken the field here at Comerica Park as they try and close out the first half with a good series here against the Kansas City Royals on a warm evening. Ned Yost and the Royals in town for the first of 3 this weekend. Here's the starting lineup for the Royals, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And for KC, Alex Gordon leads it off. Alcides Escobar will follow. Then Eric Hosmer. Billy Butler at 286 has good numbers here at Comerica Park. Betancourt, Moustakas, and then a bottom 3 of Francoeur, Pena, and Bourgeois. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, it'll be left-hander Drew Smyly, and he is presented tonight by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Drew Smyly got a W his last time out 5 days ago down in Tampa. That was his first win in about 5 weeks, but he's kind of held his own all year long. The earned run average just a shade over 4.5, which is not bad for the number 5 starter. 65 strikeouts, just 21 base on balls for the talented lefty. Beaumont Health System will sponsor the Tigers' defensive alignment once again here tonight. Delman Young is getting the start in left field. You've got Jackson in center. QB, he's over in right. Santiago, his second start at third base. Johnny Peralta and Rayburn are up the middle. Prince Fielder's anchored at first, and Alex Avila is back out there tonight after Gerald Laird caught the day game yesterday.
Well, it was really warm here yesterday. Guess what? It's warm again here tonight. Hot day in the Motor City, 94 degrees right now. The heat index actually has it at 106 degrees. Sunny and hot indeed. So drink your water, bring your fans, and stay in the shade if you're out here at the ballpark tonight. The Tigers getting set to take on these Royals on a steamy night here in downtown Detroit. Tigers have a chance to get back up to 500 with a victory here this evening. And here is Alex Gordon to lead it off for Kansas City, batting .274 this year. Gordon with 27 RBIs. And he'll get things started for KC, followed by Escobar and then Hosmer. Drew Smyly all set to go to work. The young left-hander has already pitched well once this season against the Royals. Hoping to duplicate that again here tonight. Here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. And it's in for a strike, 0-1 on Alex Gordon. Gordon coming off a terrific month of June, starting to heat up a little bit. 349 in June. And he looks at a strike on the outer edge, 0-2. In fact, Gordon now is at 350 over his last 24 games after a slow start this year. Here's Smiley's 0-2. Checked it. Did he go? Yes, he went around, said third base umpire Vic Carapazza. 1 out.
It's a good breaking ball here by Drew Smyly, buried down and away from Gordon, their leadoff hitter. And if he can continue to make pitches like that against some of the left-handers, he'll see Hosmer and also Moustakas come to mind. Then their right-handers they have in their lineup are going to have to do the damage tonight against Drew.
It'll bring up Alcides Escobar, the Royals' number 2 hitter. KC's only all-star this year is Billy Butler, but this young man certainly received a look or two. He's hitting .309 this year.
But they knew when they got him from the Milwaukee Brewers in that Zach Greinke deal a couple of years ago that he was going to be an outstanding performer at that shortstop position, and he hasn't disappointed anybody in that regard. Really good looking young player.
Well, Greinke's certainly a quality major league pitcher, but when you can get a guy that you can plug in at the shortstop position, you know he's going to field his position with flair and with consistency. That is a big time player to get in return at such an important position. 2-1. He leads all major league shortstops in average at .309. It's fouled back out of play.
I believe this is the first time that we have seen Escobar batting second. Usually he is batting ninth for Ned Yost. But that just goes to show how good he's gotten over the course of this season.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Escobar. And he swings and misses. And Avila will throw down to first. That'll complete the strikeout. Good start for Drew Smiley. A couple of punch outs. So now here is Eric Hosmer, the number 3 hitter. He is finding his sophomore campaign a bit more of a challenge than his first season in the big leagues last year.
Scuffling this year against Tigers pitching, just 1 for 19.
233 overall for Hosmer. And he takes a strike. So Smiley coming out of the dugout throwing strikes here tonight. 349 though in his last 11, so he as well starting to heat up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's a dangerous bat, a very young player, batting 3rd in this Kansas City Royals batting order. Power to all fields.
Many feel and predict that he eventually will be an all-star as well. I don't think there's any doubt that in the future he will reach those heights.
He has a lot of skills.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. And it's fouled back out of play. 2-2 on Hosmer. We talk about the fact that he started very slowly. 188 in the month of April, but as you can see, slowly but surely he's gotten better every month. 333 here in brief appearances in July. Fouled back out of play. Royals batting in the first inning, just underway on a very warm night here tonight at the ballpark.
Drew Smiley has a good breaking ball. He's already struck out the first 2 hitters of the game on breaking balls. And he has Hosmer set up for 1-2 if he can locate it down and away.
The 2-2 pitch is just outside, 3-2.
I'd come right back with the same pitch.
He popped him up. Avila coming out from behind the plate, and he'll make the play. 1-2-3 inning for Drew Smiley. Nice start for the young left-hander. After a very successful first inning, the Tigers come to the plate now against the Royals. Here is their starting lineup. It is presented by our good friends at Big Boy. It's Jackson, Berry, and Cabrera at the top. And Cabrera the DH in this one. Prince Fielder is at first base, then Delman Young. Ryan Rayburn is at second base tonight. Peralta, Avila, and Santiago at third as Cabrera gets sort of a night off tonight. And Austin Jackson settles into the batter's box, facing left-hander Jonathan Sanchez. His first pitch is low and in. Jackson had a whale of a series against Minnesota, 7 out of 15. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. And in fact, Jackson now enjoying a 12-game hitting streak. Three balls, no strikes as Sanchez misses again.
That's nothing new for Sanchez. He will walk quite a few.
A dangerous proposition with the leadoff man Jackson here. Put him on with the bats behind him, and there's the strike. 3-1. Jackson's second in the American League in on-base percentage. Quentin Berry is in the 2 slot tonight, waiting on deck. Strike again as Jackson thought he had a walk. 3-2. Here's the full count pitch. Jackson swings and misses, so Sanchez comes back to strike him out. One away, and Sanchez tonight is presented by Fox Volkswagen of Rochester Hills.
Sanchez won his opening day start, his first start as a Kansas City Royal back on April 8th, and has not won a game since then. And these aren't the numbers that the Kansas City Royals were expecting out of Sanchez when they made the deal to get him from the San Francisco Giants. He has more walks than strikeouts this year.
Pretty amazing. 40 base on balls. Here is Quentin Berry. He shows bunt, pops it up, and it'll land foul. 0-1 on Quentin. 2 out of 7 of the series against Minnesota. And he is batting .295 this year. The 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Berry has 13 RBIs since being called up. Also picked up his first big league homer in Pittsburgh on the last road trip. Here's the 0-2. Sliced and caught on a leap by Escobar, the shortstop. Took a base hit away from him. 2 gone.
Escobar positioned very well here on Quentin Berry, and Quentin slices one right at him. And the key to that play is Escobar is able to take a couple of steps and then elevate. A lot of times guys that are standing still and try to elevate, they don't get up as high as Escobar was able to get up there. He is some kind of defensive player.
We've talked about the fact that he can really pick it out there. Apparently he can leap too.
Strong arm.
Here's Cabrera now with 2 outs. And it's in there. Strike 1 on Miguel. Big series against Minnesota. 8 for 14 against Twins pitching. And Cabrera now with 70 RBIs this year.
He's been locked in for about 2 weeks now. That last game in Pittsburgh on the last road trip, it was the first stop of that 3-city tour. He's been on fire since then.
Bouncing ball right side, finds a hole, base hit. 2-out single for Cabrera.
Cabrera gets so many hits the opposite way. I'm kind of surprised that Betancourt, the second baseman, was shading him that far up the middle. Take a look at where he is here. We're going to show you his spray chart out of this. And he loves to hit balls in that direction where he just hit that one. If Betancourt's playing his regular position, that's an out. 37 base hits in that direction this year for Cabrera. You really can't defend him.
So here is Prince Fielder now with 2 outs. They will stick the second baseman Betancourt on the grass in short right field in defense of Prince. And it's in there, strike 1. Fielder had the big hit yesterday, the home run that sent the crowd home happy. Really a thrilling win for the Tigers, and a much needed win because it backed up the outstanding effort that Verlander gave him the night before. And the Tigers settle for a split with Minnesota. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Dotel got the win in yesterday's game, but it very easily could have gone to Darren Downs. He was outstanding.
Downs just shut the door after the Tigers fell behind, and the bats eventually caught up. The 1-1. Middle relievers really get very little credit, don't they? I mean, we talked about the big hits yesterday, but Terrence Downs was huge, and it led this.
There's no doubt. This is why Prince was able to get loose in the 8th inning.
Fielder's big homer giving the Tigers a win. And a bunch of smiles at the ballpark yesterday. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball right side. Betancourt going to have to charge it from short right field, and he throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, 1 in the books here at Comerica. Brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Chrysler, imported from Detroit. And by Country Fresh, be your family's below zero hero. Country and Western night here at the ballpark, Rob. What do you got on this right here?
I've never seen any of those at the Country and Western spot.
0-0 game as we go to the second.
Where's the cowboy hats and the boots at?
I'm sure we'll find those before the night is over. In the meantime, we get to enjoy the cow outfit. So here come the Royals now as we go to the second in a scoreless game. Tigers have a hit, the Royals have none, and it'll be Billy Butler to lead things off against Smiley. Ball missing outside, 1-0 on Butler. Betancourt and Moustakas following here in inning number 2. 7 out of 18 this year against the Tigers, so Butler continues to swing it versus Tigers pitching.
Billy Butler has worn out Tigers pitching since he burst onto the big league scene. And for the first time, the world's going to get a chance to see Billy Butler when he makes his first All-Star appearance in Kansas City on Tuesday. He can rake.
Hey, look, another base hit for Butler. Jackson will get over there and play it on a couple of hops. Butler has a leadoff single.
He has a .323 career batting average against Tigers pitching.
Bring up Yuniesky Betancourt. Royals came in losers of 5 of their last 7. They just split a series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Betancourt batting .248. And that's in there for a strike. 0-1. Royals so far on their road trip are 3-5. They split in Toronto. They lost 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. Ned Yost has had his team in a little better position this year than the Royals were at this point last year.
They're getting better, and they're going to get better year by year under Ned Yost. Really good manager who learned under Bobby Cox. Bobby Cox will go to the Hall of Fame at some point in time, and Ned Yost credits Bobby Cox for everything that he has learned as far as baseball and being a big league manager.
Ball inside. Well, at the halfway point this year, the Royals have an 8-game improvement from 2011. So, yes, progress is being made.
They got young players. We've talked about Escobar, Hosmer, Billy Butler, still young, Moustakas, Gordon in left field. They're only going to get better.
Swing and a miss.
It's really that team that you hate to see late in the year. If you're a team that looks like you're going to the postseason, you hate to run into the Kansas City Royals group because they always seem to play their best baseball down the stretch against contenders.
They do indeed, and they've had a history of doing that against the Tigers. And of course they have, as you mentioned, a lot of young players who late in the season are trying to lay the groundwork for the following year. Ball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I talked about Ned Yost and learning from Bobby Cox. Their general manager, Dayton Moore, also learned from John Sherholtz, who was the general manager in Atlanta when they were winning all those pennants. A lot of Braves ties here to this Kansas City Royals group.
Swing and a miss. Smiley has himself another strikeout. That's his 3rd already.
All 3 of his strikeouts have come on the breaking ball, and the breaking ball has been at 3 different speeds. This one at 79 miles an hour.
Smiley had 4 strikeouts in his first start against the Royals back in KC in April. That was over 6 innings of work. And already 3 here tonight. Mike Moustakas stands in. And he bends away from a bender. It's in their first strike, 0-1. 269 for Moustakas, 14 home runs.
He's having a good year. 14 and 44.
Not bad at all.
And really down the stretch last year, he was a really good player for them, really showed up offensively.
Wasn't there a point last year where we were wondering, well, you're going to need to set this guy down?
No doubt.
He was struggling so much, but then turned it on.
He sure did. They stuck with him, and he has continued to perform at a very high level.
He's behind 0-2. And Smiley has another strikeout. 2 gone.
So far, the left-handers have not looked very good here today against Drew Smiley, but then a couple of right-handers haven't looked all that good either.
Here comes Jeff Francoeur with 2 away. .256 this year for Francoeur. 7 home runs. And ball 1 from Smiley. Francoeur, the former Atlanta Brave, possesses one of the better throwing arms in the American League, and for that fact, the game. He checks his swing low. 2-0 on the veteran Francoeur.
He's a veteran, but still very young.
Yeah, late 20s.
Yep. Been around a while.
And his name always comes up this time of the year. Teams looking for some help. Francoeur was able to help out the Texas Rangers a couple of years ago, 2010, when he was traded away from the Mets. Veteran guys at the deadline that are consistent performers, especially a guy like Francoeur, who can also help you out defensively. Very, very valuable and coveted.
Good clubhouse guy, too. He's a good teammate.
Foul tip. And it's 2-2 on Francoeur.
He's also a dead pull hitter. And so if you're Drew Smiley, the one thing that you must do when you're going up against a guy like Francoeur that has as much pull power as he has, make him hit the ball out there to Austin Jackson or to QB over in right field.
Strike out and strike three. Francoeur caught looking. And Smiley strikes out the side. 5 punch-outs already in the ballgame.
The Kansas City defense for you. They have 6 assists apiece on the corners. That would be Gordon and Francoeur, but they have lots of assists every single year. In the infield, it's Moustakas, it's Escobar, it's Betancourt, and Eric Hosmer, and Brian Pena is the catcher. Tim Horton sponsors that defensive alignment.
Meanwhile, Delman Young starts it off now for Detroit. It'll be Young, Rayburn, and Peralta in the Tigers' second. No score yet. Jonathan Sanchez back of the hill. And the 0-1 is bounced to third base. Fair ball. Nice play by Moustakas. Bounce it in, and it is scooped up for the out.
It's a real nice play by Moustakas down at third base. I mean, he gets over and he backhands this ball, and then he just kind of flips it in the vicinity over to first base, knowing that he's got a potential Gold Glove winner and a future Gold Glove winner in Eric Hosmer over at first base. That's a nice play.
Brian Rayburn looks at strike one. Rayburn right now at 173, just 1 out of 14 this year against the Royals. Here's the 0-1 from Sanchez. Strike call.
Dan Iasonia has a huge strike zone here tonight, so if you're a hitter, no need in making any excuses whatsoever. You kind of know what the deal is.
Ground ball to short. Routine there for Escobar. 2 gone. Well, tonight's game is available, as always, in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. 2 up, 2 down. What does that do to a hitter in terms of the strike zone being that big? Because typically it is not.
Well, you just kind of wait for your pitch early in the count. You don't give in to the umpire's strike zone on early in the count. You kind of wait it out. Then once you get 2 strikes on you, you know you have to be swinging at anything close.
Johnny Peralta. That ball missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You also can't allow it to frustrate you. If you do get a called strike on you and you feel like it's not a good pitch, you can't let that affect your entire at bat. A lot of room out here for Johnny, and when he has done his best work, he has hit balls out into that right center field gap. but his spray chart tells them otherwise. He's a pull hitter, they think.
In the air to center field. Cruising over is Bourgeois, and he'll make the catch.
He hit it right at him.
Scouting report. Perfect. 1, 2, 3 they go. Tiger Baseball presented by Bell Tire.
For the first 7 Kansas City Royals he has seen here tonight, he is 4 of 7 in first pitch strikes. And when you get ahead of an aggressive fastball hitting team, then you can simply throw breaking balls out of the zone and get some swings and misses. And that's exactly what Smiley has been able to do. Really good scouting reports so far given by Doug Jones, the pitching coach, to youngster Drew Smiley. First couple of innings of this game.
You know, if you go back to yesterday's ball game and including tonight's ball game, Tiger pitchers have struck out 12 of the last 15 batters they faced. And there you see Smiley's numbers, 5 already in this game. Pretty telling. They were lights out late in the game yesterday. So Smiley back to work, and it'll be Brian Pena, Jason Bourgeois, and then Alex Gordon. Smiley throws a strike on the inside part of the plate. Pena catching today. They got their fine young catcher Salvador Perez back recently from an injury, and he's been performing extremely well, but Pena gives him a night off tonight. We talk about all their young exciting players. He certainly qualifies. Pena, the veteran, has been with Atlanta. This is his 4th year in KC. Skies that one in the air. Shallow center field. Jackson is there.
You were talking about all the strikeouts the Tigers pitchers have racked up the last couple of days. Take a look at these numbers right here. They might get into record territory for punch-outs before the All-Star break. They're sitting at 693 as we speak.
Pretty impressive. 710 the most. That was by the 0-1 Yankees team.
After a good weekend, they might get there.
Yeah, they've got a shot. And Scherzer is going to be going, what, the Sunday game, right?
Yes.
Bourgeois is hitting .323. The 1-0 is a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes on Jason Bourgeois. 6 for his last 15. He can run. He has some speed. That'll get fouled back out of play. 2-1 on the number 9 hitter for the Royals. Tigers have defeated Kansas City 4 out of the 5 they have played this year, including a 3-game sweep back in April in Kansas City. Typically when these two teams play, it's probably going to be a close game. 4 of the 5 this year have been decided by 2 runs or less. There's a trio of talented pitchers: Verlander, Scherzer flanking Porcello. Here's the 2-2. And it's popped up. Right side of the infield. Rayburn is under it. And there are 2 gone. Back to the studio we go now for a game break. Here's Justin White. All right, Justin, thanks very much. Here it is scoreless as we play in the top of the 3rd. 2 out, nobody on for Alex Gordon. And really, so far, a terrific start for Drew Smyly. Wave and a miss. He has pounded that pitch to lefties all night, and he's had a lot of success with it. Gordon struck out to start the game back in the 1st. 1-1 on Gordon. Now it's 1-2. Smyly's strikeout high this year is 7, and he is rapidly approaching it. He has 5 already this evening. We got a long way to go. Here's the 1-2. Missed it low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gordon.
First time up, he threw Gordon quite a few breaking balls. This time, majority fastballs. They got him set up for the breaking ball here, though.
And he pulled it foul. Two and 2 the count on Gordon, who, since being elevated to the leadoff slot in late May, has had a really high on base percentage. .416. That'll get back out of play. Gordon not nearly having the type of season this year. Hey, nice catch, by the way, out there, that he had last year. Numbers are down this season. Swing and a miss, and down he goes again. Another strikeout for Smyly. Give him 6 for the night on Country Night here at Comerica Park.
night tonight, which is probably one of my favorite nights of the year. And of course, I wanted to see if we could get some of the Tigers into the spirit. I was successful, you guys. Miguel Cabrera actually came out before batting practice today and said he wanted to learn how to do the two-step. So we went through the moves a little bit. He was a little rusty at first. He does have some Latin dancing moves. He knows how to do the salsa, but the two-step was a little new for him. Having a great time tonight. In fact, while we were out there dancing, Phil Koch felt a little bit left out. He wanted to get in on the action. The three of us with a little two-step lesson there. Mario and Rod, I'm not sure if you guys know how to do any country line dancing or two-stepping, but with all the dancing I've been doing so far in today's game, I feel like I could give out some lessons now.
I'm sure you could, Shannon. I know absolutely nothing about dancing to answer your question.
It's not hard. You just kind of move slowly to the beat. And you spin a little bit when you need to. No big deal.
Hey, by the way, nice boots. I dig them.
Thank you. You know, they're made for walking. It's a little warm for the boots, but I figured I'm not going to get to wear them in any other game this year, so I might as well wear them tonight.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, Shannon, and your boots.
Nice job getting Phil Koch and also Cabrera to chip in as well.
Yeah, that's. I'm surprised she was able to pull that off.
She did.
Meanwhile, Avila had some chin music there, had to buckle out of the way.
No purpose pitch there from Sanchez. We told you coming into the game tonight that Sanchez has control issues. He has walked more batters than he has struck out this year. Not many starters in the major leagues can boast that.
And Avila takes outside, run the count now to 3 balls and no strikes.
$18 walks in his last 21 innings pitched since coming off the disabled list.
Here's the 3-0. That's in for a strike. Well, maybe the wide strike zone of home plate umpire Dan Iasonia will help him a little bit tonight.
Good point.
That has, I think, on a couple of occasions. 3-1. And Avila ropes it foul and almost hits C.B. Buckner down there at first base. Speaking of dancing moves, that was pretty good.
C.B.'s quick down there. He's in good shape. Check out the sidestep.
Very nice.
He got little quick. He's a slim fella anyway.
3-2 on Avila. Lifted in the air. Left center field. Gordon cruising back. And Avila's out. 1 gone here in the 3rd. It's 5 in a row set down by Sanchez after the Cabrera single back in the 1st inning.
When you go up against a guy like Sanchez, it's a fine line between going up there and being somewhat aggressive and also knowing the fact that he walks a lot of people. You don't want to take that first pitch strike, but you don't want to go up there and swing at borderline pitches either and help him out.
Here's Santiago. 221 average for Ramon, who is getting the start at 3rd base tonight. His last start at 3rd was middle of last year. And that's drilled to left field, base hit.
He hit that ball like Cabrera too.
It sounded like it. Let's not go that far.
Hey fans, the Tigers play the Kansas City Royals this Sunday at 1:05. All kids 14 and under receive a Paul's coloring set. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
So the Tigers have their 2nd hit. That'll bring up Austin Jackson. He struck out back in the 1st inning. And a ground ball, base hit left field. It found a hole right by Escobar. Back-to-back singles for the Tigers. And now 3 Detroit hits. That'll set up Quentin Berry.
Quentin Berry was a very popular man this afternoon. We were fortunate enough to shoot a commercial with him, a PSA, I guess I should say, for the Boys and Girls Club. And then he was on the John Keating show, too.
Really?
Yeah. John Keating gave him a lot of time today.
It's not like John Keating needed the ratings because they're always sky high. But Quentin is always a great story. Berry batting here with 2 men on. And he shows bunt. Strike one. I asked Quentin before the game today if they finally gave him his home run ball from Pittsburgh, and he said, no, I haven't gotten it yet.
I thought they retrieved it for him.
They did retrieve it, but he doesn't have it yet, so he's still waiting. He said, thanks for reminding me. I have to ask. Because that was, what, a week and a half ago now? 2 weeks?
Longer than that.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right. It was Pittsburgh. 0-2 on Barry. Because that's something that's going to go in a premier spot on your mantle. First big league homer.
Wasn't anything cheap about that home run he hit that day.
No. 0-2 on Barry. Missed it outside. 1-2. Barry lined out to the shortstop. Escobar climbed the ladder to rob him of a hit his first time up. A couple of base hits for Detroit. Santiago, Jackson aboard. And the 1-2. Driven toward right center field. This looks like trouble, and it is. This will get 2 runs in. Barry is on his way to third. And the relay is held up. Triple, 2 RBIs for Quentin Barry.
Bourgeois in center field was shading him over to the shortstop side of second base, and he got himself in a real good count, drilled one in the right center field. By the time Bourgeois runs the ball down, it's Quentin Barry sliding to third base with a triple. He's just cruising. He didn't turn on the Jets really till he got to first base.
Barry came in batting just .219 against lefties. Infield coming in now for the Royals. 2-0 in favor of Detroit. No balls, 1 strike. Cabrera singled in the first inning. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count on Cabrera. Barry may have to appear on the John Keating Show a little bit more frequently now.
That's right.
Apparently it's good luck. The 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cabrera, of course, is DHing tonight. Here are the splits in his career.
He doesn't like DHing very much. He likes being part of the action. He likes chopping it up with the opposing team when they come down to third base. 229 is the DH in his career. And he got a knock his first time up today. 324 when he's playing a regular position.
In for a strike. 2-2.
I wonder why that is. I'm going to have to ask Miggy about that. They'll probably just tell you flat out I don't like it.
I think most guys say that. They just don't like it. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cabrera. Bouncing ball to third, and Moustakas makes the tag, but it's late, and Cabrera is out. So Barry gets back. And there are 2 gone now.
It's a good play right here by Quentin, who probably was coming on contact, but recognized the ball was hit right at Moustakas. And it would have been an easy play for Moustakas to backhand this ball and then throw the ball home to Pena to get the out. So therefore, he was able to get back to the bag, and Moustakas still knew he had time to get the out over at first base.
So with 2 outs, here is Fielder. Prince bounced out his first time up. And he pops this one foul, back out of play. Moustakas running out of room. Prince now at 297. Playing in his 265th consecutive game. Won't be catching Ripken anytime soon, but impressive nonetheless. The other impressive thing about Fielder is, and I guess we didn't really know this until he came over here to Detroit, He's now played in 591 of his last 592. I mean, so you're talking about a guy that never, ever takes a day off.
If you're Jim Leyland, it's nice to have a guy that plays his position and does what he does in the middle of the order, that comes to the ballpark with the mindset that he's going to be in there no matter how his body feels. You know, there's several days where his body did not feel good.
Ground ball to first. Right there is Hosmer, and that is that. However, nice inning for the Tigers, courtesy of Mr. Quentin Berry after a couple of singles, Quentin triples, and the Tigers lead 2-0. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Barbecue lovers rejoice. The barbecue sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Country night here at the ballpark tonight. And they're jamming here in the concourse.
Yeah, they are.
Tigers off to a nice start in this one as well. A 2-run triple off the bat of Quentin Berry back in the third.
Cowboy hats everywhere.
Alcides Escobar will lead it off. Escobar, Hosmer, and Butler. You a country fan at all?
Not really. Not really. You know, don't start me to line up here today.
Tell it like it is.
I have had one pair of cowboy boots, though.
Really?
I did.
You still have them?
You know, I think I may have gotten rid of them, but I had them for the longest time. And when we used to go to Tucson in the PCL back in the day,
yeah,
there was this boot place that everybody used to go. They used to give everybody really good deals. So everybody on the team would go to this particular spot, and we'd all buy some boots at a really good price. I had some elephants. They were nice.
Really?
They were nice.
Did you wear them more than once?
I wore them quite a few times.
Here's the 1-1. Escobar looks at a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alcides Escobar, who fanned back in the first. One of 6 punch-outs tonight for Drew Smiley.
You ever had any cowboy boots?
Never, ever. Nope. Here's the ball down low. Nope, I have not. And I lived in Tucson for 4 years doing minor league baseball down there. Lived in Texas as well.
Well, you probably know that spot I'm talking about down there where they say, I don't forget the name of that place. But.
Well, if I heard it maybe, but I never went shopping for them, so I don't know. Here's the 2-2. They want the appeal. He did not go, said C.B. Buckner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Escobar and then Hosmer and then Butler. 2, 3, and 4 in the KC lineup. Slept foul, back out of play. Smiley so far has given up a leadoff single to Butler. That was back in the second, and really the only damage they've done tonight. And there's strike three. Escobar could not pull the trigger, and he fans for the second time. That will equal the career high for Smiley's 7 punchouts.
Not afraid to throw that breaking ball here today. The majority of his strikeouts have come on the breaking ball. And the one thing I've noticed about the Smiley breaking ball today, he's thrown several under 80 miles an hour. Doesn't usually throw that curveball that slow.
Strike one on Eric Hosmer, who popped up to the catcher his first time. Last time Smiley struck out 7 in a game back on May 4th, and that was in Chicago. In there, a strike on the outer edge, 1-2. And the 1-2. Got him, strike three, and Hosmer doesn't like it. Another strikeout, a career high 8 now for Smiley. You better go up there swinging tonight.
He's thrown so many breaking balls that he froze Hosmer there with a fastball that was located on the outside corner. Well, actually, Fox Tracks is saying it's off the plate, but we told you the deal earlier. This pretty generous strike zone here tonight.
And he hit the glove. So here is Butler, who fouls it back. Butler is the only Royal that has reached at this point. He's singled to lead things off in the second. On his way to the All-Star game this year, the lone representative for the Royals. And he is the first Royals position player to make the All-Star game since 2005, when Mike Sweeney was invited to play.
And Billy Butler has been steady since he's been in the big leagues, but a lot of people across the country don't know a whole lot about him because the Kansas City Royals have not played a lot of games on national television. But he can hit.
Yeah, I think that, and he's more of a doubles and average guy than a guy that'll hit you 30, 40 a year.
He's on pace to hit quite a few homers this year. His career high is 21. He did that in 2009. He has 16 as we speak.
Here's the 2-2. Rolled foul. Butler had a big year in 2009. And that puts him on a list with some big names with 50 doubles and 20 homers prior to the age of 24.
Whenever you get on a get your picture up there with Mr. Greenberg, you know you've done something special. Pujols, A-Rod, Cabrera, Butler, and with Hank Greenberg, the only 5 players in the history of the game to accomplish 50 or more doubles.
If you're on a graphic where one of the players has a black and white picture,
yep,
you've done pretty good.
Yep.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Smiley racking him up. He strikes out the side for the second time tonight. That's 9 strikeouts for Drew.
Baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game right here on Fox.
And before the game, the three Tigers that are going to the All-Star game, Verlander, Fielder, and Cabrera, got their All-Star jerseys. Nice little touch before the game tonight. Meanwhile, Delman Young leads it off. Tigers on top 2-0 as we play in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Young, Rayburn, and Peralta. It's a ground ball to short. Escobar gets in front of it, and Young is out, one gone. Difference in this one here tonight is a 2-run triple by Quentin Berry. Sanchez now will face Ryan Rayburn. He bounced out his first time up, and Rayburn takes ball one. Sanchez, as we mentioned, was acquired from the San Francisco Giants for Melky Cabrera, who had a great year last year in KC and is having an even better year this year out on the West Coast. Yet Sanchez still looking for his first win since his first start of the year. We saw him a couple of years ago with the Giants, and at that time looked like a good young pitcher on the horizon. And here's that trade the Royals made. They also received a minor leaguer in that deal. Well, Cabrera's got 116 hits this year. It's the most in baseball.
He's starting in the All-Star game too, Cabrera, and deserves to.
3-1 on Rayburn. Way outside, ball 4, and there is a walk for Sanchez, his first of the game. I want to remind you, tonight you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Big Mac. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or if you'd like, vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Here's Johnny Peralta. Ball 1 to Johnny. Sanchez, a native of Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. Although he went to college in the States, he attended an NAIA school in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio Dominican. That's inside, 2-0. Talk about how the base on balls have been a problem for Sanchez. 6 walks in each of his last 2 starts. He had a 7-walk game earlier this year as well. Throwback. Rayburn back in there. And nothing, at least when we observe, tends to take the air out of sails quicker than a pitcher that is walking a lot of hitters. And that's in for a strike, 2-1.
The infielders also get impatient. Infielders love guys that work quickly, throw strikes, and put the ball in play. It allows them to stay on their toes.
Way inside, now 3-1. Sanchez had stayed away from the walks in the first 3 innings, and now he is 1 pitch away from getting his 2nd walk here in the 4th. And Brian Pena comes running out to the mound. Three and 1 on Johnny Peralta. Fly to center field his first time at bat. And a high fly ball into center field. Bourgeois backing up. And Johnny now is 0 for 2 and a couple of flies to center. Rayburn back to first base, 2 gone. We'll bring up the left-handed batting Alex Avila. Who flied out his first time.
He looks bored, doesn't he?
He just hates DHing, man. Just sitting on the bench. Can't play defense. But it's good to get a night off every now and then. Now, he's still playing, but it's considered a night off. Here's the 0-1. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looked like Miggy got him a fresh cut today, too. Nice little fade. Got tightened up today.
Well, you know, he had that dance lesson with Shannon.
I saw that.
He had to look his best. Here's the 1-1. That one came inside on Avila. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1 on Avila. You know what that look on Cabrera's face looks like?
What?
Somebody canceled Christmas. They told him Christmas has been canceled. He looks so disappointed. Rayburn draws another throw.
Until he gets in that batter's box and his eyes just light up. Like a kid on Christmas Day.
Now the 2-1 from Sanchez. It's a little outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Santiago. And he walked him. So there is the second walk of this inning now for Sanchez. We'll keep it going now for the number 9 hitter, Santiago. It's something Ned Yost is used to seeing his starting pitcher Sanchez walking a few batters, although that is only his second here tonight. Now Santiago, who started the rally in the 3rd with a base hit, eventually came around in the Berry triple. Ball 1. Santiago has not made too many starts at third base. He's been able to slide over there if Jim Leland has needed him to. We'll drill that one foul down the third base line. Typically Santiago will play second or short, but in order to give Cabrera the night off tonight, Don Kelly is a left-handed batter, so they move Santiago down there. He's capable. Strike called. Up with the right hand goes Dan Iasonia. Now it's 1-2 on Ramon. Where was this one? And again, Iasonia gave him the benefit of the doubt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate. Not that much benefit. That one missed. 2-2. Should get to Jackson next. He would bat. after extending his hitting streak to 13 straight back in the third. And the 2-2 in the air, center field. Bourgeois backing up. He's under it to retire the side. Rod, you ready for some line dancing?
A little electric shuffle?
Yeah, you and me. Well, no,
electric
line
slide.
dancing. There you go.
It's all the same.
Can you do it?
Maybe.
Or no?
Has pitched 4 innings here already tonight and has a career-high 8 strikeouts. He has an outstanding breaking ball here today. He's burying them at the bottom of the strike zone against the right-handers and the left-handers, and the Kansas City Royals have not been able to hit that pitch at all. It's been a really nice start to Drew Smyly's night.
Smyly actually with 9 punch-outs.
Wow.
And he has retired 9 in a row. Here's the breakdown. 3 fly ball outs as well.
And the pitch count not all that bad for someone that has that many strikeouts.
So Smyly, who's in a groove right now, goes back to work. It'll be Betancourt, Moustakas, and Francoeur here in the 5th inning for KC.
Kansas City Royals, for the most part, have a team that puts the ball in play. They have a lot of good contact hitters under their hitting coach, Kevin Seitzer, who was a really good contact hitter himself.
There's a ball outside to Betancourt.
There's Kevin. Every single year, his teams are right up there with the Texas Rangers as far as batting average is concerned. Not the power numbers, but the batting average is always good under Seitzer.
Got a lot of young talent these days to work with, including Hosmer, Moustakas, and some youngsters on the horizon as well.
That makes the job fun.
It's in the air to right field for Barry. 1 out.
Nothing better than a hitting coach that has young kids that are willing to listen and buy into what you're teaching them.
Time now for the Farmers Insurance report card in this one. And Tigers pitching 16 of the last 22 outs are strikeouts, and they are leading the American League now with nearly 700 strikeouts this year. That's going back to yesterday in the 16 of the last 22. That's drilled down the right field line, foul, and a nice catch. Wow, very nicely done.
That might be the first play of the year for one of our guys down on one of the lines.
I think you're right.
He had no choice but to catch it. Couldn't pick that stool up in time to get out of the way.
No, he had no choice, you're right, but to catch it.
And you think about all the strikeouts that the Tigers have gotten the last couple of days. We just put it up there. There really haven't been strikeout pitchers on the mound. Porcello started yesterday. And then Dotel pitched in the ball game yesterday as well. Downs pitched. They're not necessarily known as strikeout pitchers per se.
They've gotten it done, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Smiley not either.
Smiley had those 3 games of 7 strikeouts consecutively, but that was early in the season. He has not had very many big strikeout games since, if any. But he's got 9 tonight. 2-2. And Drew now has retired 10 consecutive hitters. Three and 2 on Mike Moustakas. Hit a grand slam on Monday against Toronto. One of 14 home runs this year for Moustakas. There's the 3-2. Fouled back out of play.
The game of baseball is funny. Last year, before the season began, it was Moustakas who was the #1 prospect in the Royals' entire organization. But it was Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. Once he got to the big leagues, he played like he was the best player they had in the organization. But now this year, Hosmer's struggling. Moustakas is performing.
It is funny, and when you have young players, you just can't predict. That's fouled back out of play because, as we mentioned, we saw him early last year, and we thought, man, it looks like he's going back to the minor leagues. Then he caught fire. Meanwhile, Hosmer had a really good rookie season, finishing 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting.
And he didn't get to the majors until probably June sometime.
Baseball is a very, very difficult game. The 3-2. Drilled to center field. Jackson is on the run. Still going back. It is over his head and over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double for Mike Moustakas. So the string of 10 straight retired comes to an end.
Really good at bat by Moustakas, who fouled off a couple of good pitchers' pitches before finally getting that a 3-2 fastball right down the middle. Nice weight transfer. Something wrong with Smiley?
Yeah, apparently so. Jim Leland, Kevin Rand coming out.
Not an oblique.
He had trouble with the blister earlier this year. That had healed up.
This weather is conducive to guys cramping up if you don't hydrate properly. I don't think they're going to allow him to continue, especially if there's some discomfort on the side.
So we'll see if Smiley stays in. Apparently he's going to. His words to Kevin Rand and Jim Leland were quite convincing, apparently.
You can see Avila. He's very good at picking out something when something's not quite right. Very seldom do you see the pitchers take their gloves off and then start to bend over and stretch out there. Obviously, there's a little bit of discomfort, but as you said, probably he said the magic words to Jim and Kevin to allow him to stay out there.
Here is Francoeur, who struck out back in the 2nd. And now time called as Smiley steps off. 1 out, 2 base hit by Moustakas. Just the 2nd hit of the night for KC. Swing and a miss. Smiley has had the Royals off balance all night long. 9 punch outs through the first 4 innings. Still very hot here at the ballpark. Temperature right now is still 91. It was 94 at game time. pulled foul down the left field line. 0-2. Smiley, the Tigers minor league pitcher of the year last year. Also pitched for Team USA in the Pan Am Games in 2011 and was really good.
2-0. 17 innings, had 17 strikeouts.
And then, of course, won the job in spring training this year for Detroit. One 2 on Frank Coor. In the air toward left field, sinking. Delman comes in to make the play. 2 gone. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. And here it is. What 2 active players under the age of 27 have the most career hits? The 2 actives that are 27 or younger than 27 have the most career hits. Should we give them a hint, Rod?
Please do.
They have something to do with tonight's game. Which I guess on most nights is typically the case.
Right. And not Paul.
No, it's not Paz. Paz has 0 big league hits.
And nothing to do with this game. Working the stands very nicely, though.
I love the lid. And the vest. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paul's all decked out tonight. Did you see if he had any boots on? I don't think they make him big enough.
It would not surprise me.
1 ball, 1 strike. Brian Pena. And he drives one to the gap in left center. That's going to get down and get a run in. Moustakas will score. Pena is on his way to second as Young picks up the ball at the wall. It's a 2-base hit for Brian Pena. And the Royals get a run back. It's now 2-1 Detroit.
For the most part all night tonight, Drew Smiley has made quality pitches, but he gave up a double to Moustakas on a fastball that was right down the middle. And that 89-mile-per-hour fastball was right down the middle to Brian Pena as well. And we told you earlier that they're a really good fastball hitting team. He has been able to exploit their weakness early in this game with 9 strikeouts. The majority of those strikeouts have come on his curveball.
Number 9 hitter Bourgeois stands in. 3 hits now for Kansas City. Pena gets his 16th RBI. Bourgeois is 0 for 1. The Royals now a base hit away from tying this one up, maybe. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned how hot it is here tonight. Of course, Smiley made a start in one of those games in Texas where it was about 100 degrees. And hailing from Arkansas, he said he pitched in the heat a lot as a youth.
He also pitched in front of a lot of family and friends that evening in Texas.
Right back up the middle into center field. Here comes Pena rounding third. Jackson comes up throwing to the plate, not in time. And it's a single and an RBI for Bourgeois, and it's a 2-2 ball game. He'll take second on the throw as well.
I don't know if it has anything to do with his side or not, but the fact that most of his pitches have been up in the strike zone since Jim Leland and also Kevin Rand, the trainer, went out there and had a discussion with Smiley. We'll see if it had anything to do with it when we talk to Drew tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Jeff Jones is coming out to have a chat with Smiley. Looks like Ortega now starting to warm up at the Detroit bullpen. The right-hander tuning up.
Hey fans, you can join us again tomorrow afternoon for more baseball as the Tigers continue their series with the Kansas City Royals. Coverage begins at 3:30 with Tigers Live. That's Tigers Baseball tomorrow at 3:30 here on Fox Sports Detroit. We're playing a lot of day games now on Saturdays.
The 4 o'clocks, yeah.
I'm glad I read that because I sure didn't know it until then. I'm serious.
You going to show up at like 6:30
no,
that
I mean,
night?
I probably would have figured it out before it's all said and done, but I'm just assuming tomorrow was a night game.
Anybody see Rod? You'd have figured it out. There's a strike call now on Alex Gordon. 2 runs, 4 hits for both sides in this one. The Royals tied up with a pair here in the 5th.
I guess Fox, for the most part now, the big game, the Saturday game, they play those games at night, I guess, most of the time.
Correct. Yep. As they did in Tampa when they were down there.
Baseball night in America.
1 ball, 1 strike. Gino back on the phone again to see how close Ortega might be, but he just started warming up. He may get somebody else throwing as well. That bounces in. That is 2 balls and 1 strike, and clearly Smiley has not been as sharp as he was before he started bending over a little bit and perhaps had something going on with his side. RBIs in the inning for Pena and Bourgeois. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. He has struck out Gordon twice in this game.
He's had a good breaking ball today. And 2 of the 3 hits he's given up in this inning, the 2 doubles have come on fastballs. One to Moustakas, the other one to Brian Pena, the catcher. Fan keeping score.
Yeah.
Good penmanship, too.
Broken bat roller toward first base. Prince has it. And that is that for the Royals. They get 2, though, to tie it up. And as we go to the bottom of the 5th, you're watching Tigers Baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. inning here at the ballpark, and the Tigers and Royals are tied up at 2 runs apiece. It'll be the top of the lineup coming up for Detroit. Austin Jackson leads it off. It'll be Jackson, Berry, and then Cabrera facing Sanchez, and the lefty misses way outside. 1-0. 2 runs in the top of the 5th. RBI double by Pena, RBI single by Bourgeois, tying the ball game. And Jackson looks at a strike. 1-1. Austin extending his hitting streak to 13 straight. With a 3rd inning single, he came around on the triple by Berry. High fly ball center field and hit well. Bourgeois going back, heading to the warning track in front of the wall. Wrong spot of the ballpark.
That's about as far as Austin Jackson can hit one.
Well, it's time for tonight's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. Of these teams, which do you think, or which one will make the playoffs? Is it going to be A, the Pirates, who currently lead their division, B, the Red Sox, C, the Angels, or D, the Phillies, who got Ryan Howard back today? To enter your vote, text ACE followed by a space and then the letter answer to 37338. We would have put the Tigers on the list, but we know that A, they'll be there, and B, everybody would have voted for them.
You think so? You've been reading your tweets lately?
Yes, I have.
I'm not so sure about that.
They've been none too friendly, have they?
Oh, my goodness.
Here is Berry. He waves and misses.
Sometimes Tigers fans take no prisoners.
No, they don't. But it's all about passion for the game, and they have it. Berry tripled in 2 in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2. And Quentin came in hitting just .219 against lefties. Waving a miss. Sanchez took care of him that time. 2 gone. Only the 2nd strikeout for Jonathan Sanchez. Here is Cabrera. 1 for 2 tonight. Single and a ground out. For as poorly as Sanchez has pitched this year, he has been able to pitch well against the Tigers. He's gotten a couple of no decisions. But in each time he's gone 5 innings and really hasn't allowed too much damage. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to 3rd. Moustakas gobbles it up behind the bag. Goes high, but in time, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Tigers go in order. We go to the 6th. For the 6th inning tonight here at Comerica Park, Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on the Kansas City Royals. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you, and for whatever reason, Rod, they love to hit here at Comerica Park.
I don't know what it is about that, but we've always talked about the fact that they've really, the last few years, played some of their baseball right here against the Tigers.
Well, since 2010, the numbers have been really good against a Tiger team that really has had pretty good pitching, too. Billy Butler, one of the big reasons. He has always hit Tigers pitching well. He'll bat third in this inning as we go to the 6th. And Drew Smyly is still out there, which is good news. Smyly, 5 innings, 2 runs, and you see the 9 strikeouts, the most by a Tigers rookie since Brian Moeller, who had 9 back in 1997. That was in a game against Texas. Strike 1 on Alcides Escobar. 0 for 2 tonight. Escobar has fanned twice. That'll get foul. Escobar signed a 4-year extension back in the middle of March. About halfway through spring training, the Royals decided, let's get this guy settled into Kansas City, and they signed him to a long-term deal. And he has not disappointed. He has taken that new contract, and here we go to the All-Star break, hitting over 300.
It's looking like a bargain for the Kansas City Royals. You never know what you're going to get when you sign a really young player to a lengthy contract and you try to buy them out of their arbitration years and get them up to free agency, but it's a win-win for both right now.
Swing and a miss. Smyly doesn't care. He has another strikeout. Let's go back to the studio now for a game break. Here's Justin White. All right, Justin, here it's a 2-2 game in the 6th inning, and Smyly gets a ground ball now from Hosmer. That's going to be 2 quick outs. 10 punch outs tonight for Drew, a career high. Going to bring up Billy Butler. So Smyly getting the train back on the tracks after giving up the 2 spot in the 5th. Butler a single and a strikeout. In for a strike, 0-1. Butler came into this ball game today hitting .350 against lefties.
You can't allow Billy Butler to beat you here today.
Here's the 0-1. Little chopper back up the middle. Rayburn will not have a play on it. 2-out base runner. Butler is on again. Let's see how they rule it.
Ryan Rayburn may have been better served backhanding this ball instead of trying to surround it and get in front of it. That way you can kind of watch it into your glove. It took a little bit of a tricky hop on him. It climbed up his arm, but if he was backhanding it, maybe he would have been able to make that play. Especially with Butler running down the line.
Inning still alive. And strike 1, the call on Yuniesky Betancourt. They've called it a base hit. So the second hit of the game for Butler, 2-out single. And the Royals now have 5 hits as a team. Ball outside, 1-1. Betancourt is 0 for 2, flat out to right field his last time up. Now the 1-1. High fly ball left field. Delman going back to the track, to the wall, leaps. It's off his glove. He bangs into the wall. Here comes Butler to third. They're going to have to stop him there. Young got back to the wall but couldn't pull it in. And that's going to put runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Ball went in the glove and came right out of the glove. He almost knocked it over the fence. Billy Butler probably should have been around the bag a little bit further at second base with 2 outs, and had he been around the bag, he probably would have scored there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't score, actually.
I'm surprised he wasn't running a little harder than that. It's hot out there today.
So Jeff Jones out there again to have another conversation. 99 total pitches thrown by Smiley, so he's going to try and get this final out here in the 6th inning. Moustakas will be the batter.
Let's take another look at Billy Butler with 2 outs where he was. He must have assumed that that ball was going to be caught.
So now Moustakas trying to give his team the lead. And he looks at strike 1 as Smiley hits the outside corner. Moustakas had a 2-base hit back in the 5th. That was the 100th pitch. Swing and a miss, and now it's 0-2.
Smiley has touched 94 here today with his fastball. He'll pretty much touch 94 every time he goes out there, but he doesn't really pitch at that velocity. A lot of slow breaking balls, too, all the way down to 74 miles an hour. Xfinity sponsors those readings for us.
Now he's got him set up 0-2. Bounce again. Good stop by Avila. This is the first time Smiley has thrown at least 100 pitches since way back in April 22nd against Texas.
He's had some tough starts, giving up quite a few runs. Jim hasn't been able to leave him out there for 100 pitches. He's having a good night tonight, though.
Be an even better night if he can get this final out here and strand a couple of runners. Moustakas with 44 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Moustakas back in 2007 was the 2nd overall pick that year coming out of the draft. The first pick overall was someone the Tigers just saw on the last road trip, David Price. Fine young left-hander for the Tampa Bay Rays. Butler and Betancourt on the bases. And another block by Avila. Now the count evens at 2-2. Francoeur on deck. Deep breath for Smiley, who has thrown his career high in pitches. This will be number 105. And here it is. It gets away from Avila. Not far enough, though. Butler thought about it. Filled the count at 3-2. Avila's had to go down in the last 3 and save a run.
If you're Smiley, though, you love the confidence that Avila shows in you to get down and block those balls when you do throw breaking balls down there.
Well, he's gone around from 0-2 now to 3-2, so the advantage that he had has disappeared. What does he throw here on 3-2?
Well, the breaking ball might be the best pitch to throw here to Moustakas. And Avila probably will not put a sign down. He has already told Drew Smiley exactly what he wants him to throw.
Villarreal warming up in the Detroit bullpen.
No sign here.
3-2 on Moustakas. Here it comes. Bouncing ball right side. Fair ball. Prince has it. Inning over. What a job by Smiley. Verlander appreciates it. And it's still 2-2.
Prince fielder ran over Gerald Laird. Take a look at where Prince is starting here. This is a bunt play. He calls for it right here. He's going to put his hand up. Porcello doesn't see him, nor does Laird see him. But because he was not holding a runner on, Prince got a pretty good jump on this play. And had they been able to hear him, or had he called it more, they would have simply gotten out of the way and there would not have been a collision. Usually that play is the catcher's play, but because Prince had gotten such a good jump and the ball was popped up, as far as priority in the infield is concerned, he had priority over the catcher. And of course, the pitchers don't usually catch pop-ups anyway.
Prince's elbow had priority too, over Laird's head, who took the brunt of that.
Prince said the one thing that he should have done there, he should have been more adamant about calling a Porcello off, and also Gerald Laird. He should have called it more than once or louder.
Well, he's ahead here now. 2 balls and no strikes against Sanchez. And that's back out of play. 2-1. Fielder Young Rayburn in the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game. Tigers had a 2-0 early lead, but the Royals tied it up with a 2 spot in the 5th. Foul straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, here is the Mazda scouting report. Most combined RBI in a game this season. Cabrera and Fielder have combined for 5 3 times. Of course, Prince made up for it with that home run yesterday. Sanchez started the windup, but has halted it. Fielder is 0 for 2, couple of ground balls. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off at home plate. May have gotten the home plate umpire Dan Iasonia. Who gets the chore of calling balls and strikes on a hot, steamy night. He got it on the leg. Two and two the count. Two runs, 4 hits for Detroit. They had a big 2-run triple off the bat of Quentin Berry. That provided their offense back in the third. So Sanchez, as he has done in his 2 previous starts against the Tigers, has really limited the Detroit offense. And again the 2-2. That's into center field, base hit. 5th hit of the game for the Tigers. Prince is on to lead things off here in the 6th.
You know, we talk about left-handers all the time and the fact that most left-handers like the ball down at the bottom of the zone. But Prince Fielder is one of those guys that can climb the ladder up around the letters or belt buckle or higher and really get on top of fastballs. And he beat the shift.
And on that swing, Fielder now has hit safely in his last 6 in a row. Delman Young takes ball 1. Delman 0 for 2 in this game. A couple of ground balls, 1 to third, 1 to short. Ball 2. Sanchez has a no-hitter in his background. He threw one back in 2009 as a member of the Giants against San Diego. Last year had some injury problems, missing the majority of the second half last year with bicep tendonitis. Missed it again. 3-0 the count. Sanchez won 13 back in 2010, helping the Giants to a World Series title that year. And then the injury problems last season. In there for a strike. 3-1 now on Delman Young.
And we brought this up yesterday. Delman Young walked in the ball game. It was the 9th time he had walked in 288 at bats. And so Delman not the easiest to give a free pass to.
High fly ball left field way back. This one has a chance and gone. Oh, he got all of that one. Delman Young with a 2-run shot. And the crowd is suddenly alive again.
If you throw only 87 miles an hour and you find yourself in a 3-1 count as he was there to Delman, even though the ball was up and maybe would have been a called ball, a hitter like Delman jumps all over it.
Boy, did he crush that thing. Delman has just hit his 8th. And like that, the Tigers regain the lead 4-2. So Smiley, after giving up the 2 runs in the 5th inning, pitched a scoreless 6th. And now the pitcher once again of record for Detroit. Rayburn skies one in the air. Shallow left. Shortstop Escobar calling. And he's called off now by Gordon, who makes the play. And 1 gone with more on Ryan Rayburn. Now let's check in with Shannon Hogan.
What you heard is a walk-up song there, you guys. It's She's Country by Jason Aldean. And there is no doubt that Ryan Rayburn is definitely the most country guy in the Tigers clubhouse. I chatted with him a little bit today. I said, what makes you country? He says, well, I like to fish. I like to hunt. I own a lot of different pairs of cowboy boots, and most importantly, the cover of my iPad is a camo cover. He, like I mentioned there, Jason Aldean fan. He met Jason Aldean through Brad Penny, who was with the Tigers last year. Loves the country music. No doubt he's enjoying tonight. Guys.
No doubt, Shannon. And every night up to that country music. But tonight is his night. Well, the Tigers have taken the lead now. It's also Delman Young's night with a 2-run shot. Johnny Peralta is 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1. Delman's eighth home run, his 33rd and 34th RBIs of the year. He's got 2 tonight, and so does Quentin Berry. Way outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smiley smiling right now with the Tigers regaining the lead 4-2. There's a fly ball hit well to right. Francoeur going back all the way to the running track. Johnny flies out for the 3rd time in this game. Bring up Avila. Walking a fly out for Alex. Here's a strike to Avila. Another big crowd on hand here tonight. 39,144 enjoying this one here at the ballpark. Of course, there are fireworks after tonight's game. Strike 2 on Avila. Jim Leland commenting before the game, man, this is just a great place to work. We're talking about living and working here in Detroit for the Tigers with the ballpark filled every night. That's one of the reasons that makes it so good. Ball outside, 1-2 the count. Coleman and Maharis warming up.
It is nice if you're the players and you get a chance to come to work and this many fans support you on a nightly basis.
Two and two. Each team now 6 hits. Tigers, though, have 4 runs. And the 2-2. Inside again. That's a 3rd straight at bat now that Avila has had one come whizzing by his head. Although that one off speed. Full count. Santiago waiting on deck. Sanchez now has reached 100 total pitches in this game. The 3-2 is low. He walked him. 2 out base on balls now for Avila. We'll keep it alive now for Santiago. We remind you, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. It is brought to you by Miller Lite. Ned Yost making his way out to the hill. Sanchez apparently is done. So Maharis is summoned out of the bullpen. And we have a wall-side windows pitching change here at the ballpark. Sanchez is gone. We'll be back. Age of 27 have the most career hits, and you're looking at one of them. Delman Young and Billy Butler are on that list, along with Adam Jones, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Justin Upton.
Delman Young leading the parade with 880 hits. How about that?
A little bit of, I'll admit, a little bit of surprise for me to see Delman that high on the list, but he's had a big hit here tonight, the 2-run shot. Now Jose Majares will take over.
Majares has real good numbers. And 29 strikeouts. He's only given up 28 hits this year, a couple of home runs.
And Santiago takes strike one. Former Minnesota Twin Jose Majares. 2008 up until last year. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball left side under the glove of Moustakas into left field. Santiago has 2 hits tonight. The Tigers trying to add on to their lead here. It's 4-2 right now. Top of the order coming up, Austin Jackson. Single and 3 at bats. And a run scored. Tigers now put up 7 hits tonight. In for a strike, 0-1. Game hitting streak for Jackson. He came in 3rd in the American League in hitting, behind Mike Trout and Paul Konerko. And his average right now at 332. The hit tonight, Jackson now has the longest hitting streak of his career. Fouls it straight back. 0-2 the count stays. Meanwhile, Majares has been awfully good for the Royals. He's allowed just 1 earned run in his last 16 1/3, and that covers 22 appearances. Of course, Alex Burnett came out of the pen yesterday for Minnesota, having similar numbers, and the Tigers got to him. The 0-2. Ball high. Swing and a miss. Jackson chased, and down he goes. So the Tigers will lead 2. However, they get 2. Delman Young goes deep. And the Tigers now lead 4-2.
Bullpen. He's been called up a couple of times from Toledo, and the second time he came back up, he's had an explosive fastball, and even better than the fastball has been the slide piece that he's been getting a lot of strikeouts on. It's a pitch they wanted him to work on when he went down to the minor leagues. He has worked on it, he has perfected it, and he has been dominating some major league hitters on any given night.
Well, you remember last year, Albuquerque was hot out of the bullpen. He is on the comeback trail from an injury, but if you compare their numbers,
similar.
Yeah, they really are.
You know, he's pitching the 7th inning here today, but Jim Leland said that one of the toughest innings for him as a manager is the 6th inning when Verlander's not on the mound, because you need somebody like Villarreal. It was Albuquerque last year, guys that can come in and get the ball to your late inning guys, whether it be the combination of Cope, Benoit, and Valverde, or if Dotel is in the mix. Villarreal has been sensational this year.
So Villarreal just about set to go to work. Tigers have made some defensive changes that we will get you caught up on. And in the interim, Villarreal will take a couple more tune-up tosses. Looks like Rayburn's going to move to right field. They had announced some changes, but the Tigers have switched it up. Don Kelly comes to the game now, and he'll play third base. Santiago has gone to second. And Barry's moved to left. Here's Francoeur leading it off. Swing and a miss. Brian Villarreal taking over. A much different look from Drew Smiley, who, by the way, threw 106 pitches tonight, is in line to get the win if the Tigers can hold on to this thing.
Yeah, Smiley touched 94 in this game, but the majority of his fastballs, they were anywhere from 89 to 91 miles an hour. First pitch from Villarreal at 96, the next heater at 98.
Francoeur, Pena, Bourgeois, the bottom three, and the lineup for Ned Yost. 4-2 Tigers. Way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. That'll get back out of play. Late on the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Jeff Francoeur tonight is 0 for 2, strikeout lineout. Phil Koch is in the bullpen now. He was sent home sick yesterday. Tuning up tonight. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Villarreal has been this year's surprise out of the Detroit bullpen. We kind of compared him to Albuquerque coming out of nowhere last year. Villarreal this year, although I think they were more familiar with Brian. He had been on the big club last season. That's down the right field line. Rayburn going back. He'll track it down.
Hey fans, Zubaz Palooza is Monday, August 6th. To get a ticket to see the Tigers play the Yankees at 7:05, plus a pair of Tigers colored Zubaz pants for only $30. Visit tigers.com/Zubaz for more details.
Tell the truth now. You still have some Zubaz in your closet, don't you?
I don't have any more, but there was a time where I used to rock them, though.
Did you really?
I did. I had quite a few of those.
What color?
All colors.
There you go.
I probably had a pair like that. I used to work out in them all the time.
There's a bouncer right back to the mound. Villarreal makes the play.
Used to hang out on the Venice Beach, and they used to sell them all down there. I mean, you could get any color, any style, whatever you wanted. I mean, there was a time when they were popular.
Now, Venice Beach was a nice conservative area, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
2 gone now, and here is Bourgeois. It's Dyson, actually. Gerard Dyson will pinch hit. Bourgeois due up, but he will not bat. Dyson now in a pinch hitting role. Ball 1. Tigers lead it 4-2. Smiley giving them 6 really good innings. Drew, as a matter of fact, fanned 10 batters in this game, a career high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Little power for Dyson. He's a .250 hitter this year.
He can run now. Got some speed.
In their game last night, Dyson was 2 out of 5 with a pair of doubles and scored a couple of runs. Two and 1 on Gerard Dyson. Fouled straight back. He makes a mean vacuum cleaner too.
Where'd that come from?
Dyson vacuum cleaners. Never heard of them?
No, I haven't.
Two the count. Where did that come from? Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he sliced it over the head of Peralta. Pinch hit single for Gerard Dyson. That'll bring up Alex Gordon. And it's also going to bring the skipper out. And Phil Koch's been warming up. Looks like he wants the lefty here. And so the Tigers go back to the bullpen. We'll be back. Here comes Phil Koch. Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Country night here at the ballpark. And the Tigers celebrating a lead right now. They're ahead 4-2. Each team 7 hits in this game. Phil Koch coming out of the bullpen now. And here are the numbers on Koch.
Left-handers hitting .296 this year so far against Phil Koch, which is way too high for a guy that has the kind of talent that he has. A 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
Runner going and no throw. Dyson swipes the bag.
And a good breaking ball. A couple of reasons why Jim brought Koch in here. One, of course, you go up against a left-handed Gordon. who probably will not do as well against Coke as he may have done against Villarreal. And 2 was to somehow keep Dyson close over at first base, being left-handed. And that didn't bother Dyson.
Not at all.
Stole his 15th base of the year.
Coke has stranded 18 of the 22 inherited runners he's had this year.
That's pretty good.
Gordon's 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Those came against the starter Smiley. Bluff back to second.
Well, with 2 outs and a left-hander in that batter's box, if you feel Coke, you can't be worried that much about Dyson on second base. He's already done his damage. If he wants to steal third, let him steal third. But you need to concentrate on the hitter, Alex Gordon.
Here's the 1-0.
Alex has had a very difficult time of picking up those breaking balls today. Drew Smiley struck him out a couple of times on breaking balls.
Two of the 10 that Drew piled up here tonight. Tigers trying to save this victory for him. In the air toward left field. Berry is on the move. Still going back to the warning track to make the catch. And that's all for the Royals. No runs. A single is stranded at second. Tigers up by 2. Jackson now a career best 13-game hitting streak with a hit in tonight's ball game. Drew Smiley, what more can you say about him? 10 strikeouts, no walks. And Delman Young with home runs in consecutive games. His 2-run shot is the difference right now. Tiger fans enjoying this one tonight, as well they should. 39,000 plus. And another warm evening here in the Motor City. It'll be Quentin Berry, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder facing Jose Majares in the 7th. Bunted foul by Quentin. Berry had a big 2-run triple back in the 3rd. And Berry now 15 RBIs. Flat back out of play to the screen. No balls. 2 strikes on Quentin Berry. Majares took over in the 6th inning after a walk to Avila. Gave up a single to Santiago, but then struck out Austin Jackson. And the 0-2. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good pick up there by Brian Pena. 2-2 the count on Barry. First of 3 this weekend heading up to the All-Star break. Tigers have a chance with a victory tonight to get to 500 once again. They would be 42-42.
It's been a while since they've been at 500. Got to go all the way back to the middle of May.
Got him, strike 3. Barry is caught looking. Yeah, it's been a frustrating chase for the Tigers to get back up to that 500 mark. And tonight could be the night. They were 18-18 on May 15th. Here's the odd thing. They've had 8 chances since then to reach 500, and they've missed on all 8 chances. Well, perhaps tonight things will be different. Here is Cabrera. He yanks one into left. Base hit. His second hit of the night. 2 out of 4 from Miguel. That'll bring up Prince Fielder. Fielder 1 for 3 with a run scored. In fact, he set up Delman Young by singling to start the 6th, and then the Young 2-run shot. In there for a strike. Tigers now have 8 hits, 1 more than Kansas City tonight. The 0-1. Missed it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. High towering fly ball center field. Dyson going back to the track, and he will get there as he circles under it. Prince hit that one a little bit too high. Second out of the inning. And now Don Kelly's first at bat. Here is Kelly now with 2 outs. There's a strike called on Kelly. Hey, remember the Zubas we were talking about?
I do.
How about these?
Oh, look at the Prince.
Look at Trammell, actually. And the look on Tram's face. Prince was sporting the Zubas as a youngster.
Did you ever have some of those now?
I did. I have to be honest, I did.
Just about everybody had some of those. You got the high tops going, too.
He's got the Cubs, the Giants, Tiger Cap. He's got everything going there. Kelly takes a ball high, 1-2. Maharis ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he missed outside. 2-2 the count. Sanchez gave up a 2-run triple to Barry, 2-run homer to Young, and then Maharis came on in the 6th. Tigers tonight have gone with Smiley, Villarreal, and Koch. And they're set up the rest of the way for Benoit and Valverde. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Kelly is gone, and so are the Tigers. 7 in the books here at Comerica Park tonight. Game 1 of the series right now belongs to Detroit.
And that means some really cool stuff on the concourse, including the mechanical bull. My friend Matt, you just had a chance to ride the bull. How neat is it to have this
it's
tonight?
It's warm out, but it's nice to have it. It's a good day to come to Detroit.
Of course, you rode the bull. Are you going to watch some of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, watch the game, watch Austin Jackson play, you know.
Will we see you doing any country line dancing?
Probably not.
I did a little of that earlier.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
You want to try the bull one more time?
All right.
Get back up here. Let's see him try to do it again. And just so you know, Mario and Rod, they asked me if I wanted to do it. Because I'm wearing a dress, I feel like it would be a little inappropriate. So I'm just going to be here with the fans as they're having a good time. But it's definitely not easy, as you can see.
Well, regardless, that was one rootin' tootin' report there, Shannon. Thank you very much. 4-2, the Tigers have the lead here as we go to the 8th inning, and look who's in. It's Joaquin Benoit.
Joaquin's been good this year. Good ERA, 49 strikeouts in 38 innings, 15 walks. Opponents hitting .225 against the talented setup man.
In there for a strike. Alcides Escobar, the batter. Just how Jim Leland likes it here. You got a lead late. You got your 8th inning guy, and you got your 9th inning guy. It's up to them now to get it done. Escobar, Hosmer, and Butler. Swing and a miss, and a big swing there by Alcides. Now, Benoit is one of those guys that is just racking up the strikeouts. He's part of that Tiger staff that has rolled up all the strikeouts they have, which is near setting a record for the All-Star break. Smiley chipped in tonight with 10 of them. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball shortstop side. Running Scoop Peralta. 1 out. It's going to break up Eric Hosmer. He has been held hitless tonight, 0 for 3. I mentioned earlier that Hosmer last year finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting, which was won by Jeremy Hellickson. And Trumbo finished 2nd in that voting, then Hosmer. Ball 1.
It was looking like Yu Darvish was going to run away with this year's American League Rookie of the Year award until that young kid Mike Trout arrived on the scene out in Los Angeles.
The 1-0 pitch is a strike. That really might make it a tough call.
Yeah, both guys are all-stars this year. Yu Darvish won the fan vote. Mike Trout was already in. Mike Trout didn't get to the big leagues until May 28th.
He went around, it appeared. Yep. Well, there are some that would say that Mike Trout is a true rookie because of his age and experience level, where Darvish, although this is his first year in the big leagues, has a lot of professional experience in Japan.
Yes, he does.
And we get that argument a lot of times when the Japanese players come over.
And last time we had that argument, it was Ichiro Suzuki that was winning the Rookie of the Year back in 2001, his first year in the States, although a lot of success in Japan.
Here's the 1-2. Fouled back out of play. 4-2. The Tigers have the lead as we play here in the 8th, game 1 in this 3-game set. Benoit's name came up when Jim Leland was queried about his all-star selections because of the work that he has done. Yet as a setup man, they just don't get the recognition. And that one just missed. It looked like Iasone wanted to call it, but he didn't. 2-2 the count.
Not many guys pulling out of the All-Star game here this week. Usually the last week of the first half after the All-Stars have been announced, there's several guys that either get voted in or make the team, but just don't go and play. We haven't heard much of that this year.
In the air to center, hit pretty well. Jackson on the move. 2 gone.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bat12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com.
So here is Billy Butler now with 2 outs. Butler in this game, 2 out of 3, couple of singles. That point you make about guys pulling out of the All-Star game is a valid one, because it seemed like there were a lot of them last year. This season, none that we know of to this point. And obviously, I think Major League Baseball wants the guys that are elected to be there.
There was also some language put in the new CBA, collective bargaining agreement, regarding guys that do get selected to the All-Star game. You have to make yourself available to play. The days of a lot of pitchers making the team and then going there and not pitching because their organization really doesn't want them to pitch, those days are gone.
Really, I think at this point, unless you have a pretty legitimate injury, like well, I guess Matt Kemp. Kemp's not going to play, is he?
Nope, he's going to participate in the home run hitting contest, though.
1 ball, 1 strike. Another bounce in. Well, Ichiro, you mentioned him. He won Rookie of the Year and MVP that year. You think Trout has a chance to do that this year?
If he continues to play at the pace that he is playing at, he might get some consideration for that award.
Papa Grande heating up. Valverde looking for the final out of the 8th. 2-2.
Josh Hamilton and Miguel Cabrera will be in that conversation as well, as far as the MVP in the American League. If both of those guys continue to do what they have done throughout their big league careers.
And I would imagine both of those guys will certainly be near the top. But Trout came in batting .348, leading the league. He doesn't have the type of secondary numbers that Cabrera and Hamilton do. There's a ground ball hit slowly back up the middle, ranging left Peralta. 1-2-3 inning. Get ready for some Shannon Hogan line dancing as we go to break here. There it is. Look at the boots.
She's all in.
Well, apparently Comerica Park is the place to be. Supermodel Kate Upton is in the house here tonight, enjoying Tigers baseball with her Tigers cap on. Kate Upton was born in St. Joseph's, Michigan, and she's having a good time tonight.
Yes, she is. She did that commercial with Justin Verlander, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
The Perfect Club commercial.
And no offense, JV, but she was a much better actor. Or actress, I'm sorry. But JV did a nice job as well. That's a fair ball. Down the third base line. Rayburn is on his way to second. He'll pull in with a double. And the Tigers get the leadoff man on. Second time Rayburn has reached tonight.
And Ryan Rayburn got out in front of a fastball that was up and hit it right past the diving Moustakas. Actually, Moustakas didn't dive for that ball.
Big time insurance run standing down there at second base now with nobody out. Here's Johnny Peralta. Rayburn had been 0 for 12. 9 Tigers hits on the board. Swing and a miss, and the count quickly 0-2. New pitcher now is Lewis Coleman, and look at his numbers.
He does have more strikeouts than innings pitched. He's walked 13. Opponent's not hitting all that much against Coleman, just 230. And pitching in his 19th game for the Kansas City Royals.
And he got him. Peralta goes down on strikes. 1 out here in the 8th. That'll bring up Avila. A couple of walks tonight for Alex. And in fact, it was his walk in the 6th inning that signaled the end for the starter, Sanchez. They're going to walk him intentionally here with first base open. Santiago waiting on deck. 3rd walk for Avila tonight. They had Nate Adcock warming up, still do in the bullpen, so there's still more activity out there. And here comes ball 4 to Avila. He will get the intentional pass. So put 2 Tigers aboard now, bring up Santiago. Santiago has had 2 hits tonight. He's also scored a run. Started the game subbing at third base for Cabrera, who is the DH this evening. Four to 2. Tigers have 2 on here in the 8th. And a breaking ball that bends in for a strike. 0-1 on Ramon.
Well, Ned Yost is hoping for a double play ball off the bat of Santiago. That's one of the reasons why he put Avila on. But if Santiago makes an out and there's still runners out there, Austin Jackson comes to the dish, and Jackson having a great year hitting with runners in scoring position.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Santiago. Not a whole lot going on for either team tonight with runners in scoring position. Delman, though, hit the 2-run shot in the 6th, which helped out the cause. Barry, 2-run triple in the 3rd. The 0-2 off the corner. Coleman replacing Maharis, who came on for 1 1/3 out of the bullpen for KC. And the 1-2. Santiago lifts it toward left, slicing, and back into the seats it goes. Tigers have Fister tomorrow, Scherzer on Sunday to close out this series and to close out the first half. It's a 4-day break, and then it's Baltimore for the start of the second half. The 1-2. Santiago making Coleman work. Joaquin Benoit coming out of the bullpen for the Tigers. A 1-2-3-8. He'll hand the baseball over to his buddy Valverde when we get to the ninth. Missed it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was Coleman out of Greenwood, Mississippi. Broke into the big leagues just last year with KC, appearing in 48 games out of the pen. He was in the minor leagues a brief time, just about 2.5 years. Now Santiago waiting on a 2-2. And he swings and misses, and Coleman finally dispatches him. That's his second strikeout. So it'll bring up Jackson now with 2 on and 2 out. Single, scored a run back in the third, running that hitting streak to 13 consecutive games. AJ came into this one batting .400 for the month of July. .331 now overall. That's in for a strike. You know, the one thing that impressed me about Jackson last year, Rod, when obviously he struggled compared to his freshman season in the big leagues, is that he still maintained that just calm demeanor every day, day in and day out.
And he never let that affect what he did on the other side of the ball defensively. Sometimes when you have a young player and they're struggling at the plate, they tend to take that out with them when they've got their glove on. But Jim didn't have those issues last year with Jackson.
No drop off at all defensively.
And he's been even better this year. Defensively, he has not committed an error this year.
1-1. We try to hold up. And then Jackson went around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Royals, when we get to the ninth, will have Betancourt, Moustakas, and Francoeur 5, 6, and 7, presumably to face Jose Valverde. Papa Grande gearing up. And the 1-2. And it'll get back out of play. Four runs, 9 hits tonight for Detroit. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Royals. Coleman giving up a leadoff double to Rayburn. He walked Avila intentionally with 1 out. And now trying to get out of the jam. Missed it outside and high. 2-2 the count. Should Jackson reach, Barry would be next. And now Pena trots out to the mound. Big fella wants to hit.
Especially with runners in scoring position.
Got him, strike 3. Jackson caught looking, and the threat is over. So we will go to the ninth. Papa Grande coming in to protect a 2-run lead. Time for the Royals now as we go to the top of the ninth inning. Tigers holding on to a 4-2 lead. Delman Young starting to heat up last couple of days. He's been really big.
Well, hit a home run yesterday in the 8th inning. This was after the Prince Fielder 3-run home run to right field as well. Delman's hit that concrete right above the yellow line and then ricocheted back into play. The umpires had convened before they gave him the home run. And then tonight against Sanchez, he got a 3-1 fastball up around the letters and got on top of it and drilled it into the seats in left field.
So the Tigers closer is on now. Benoit did his job with a 1-2-3 8th, and now Valverde comes on here in the 9th.
And 15 saves this year for the Tigers closer. He's blown 3. He's won 3 games and lost a couple of games this year. Not getting nearly as many strikeouts as he has in the past. Just 23 strikeouts in 33 innings for Papa Grande.
And he will face Yuniesky, Betancourt, Mike Moustakas, and Jeff Rancourt. Royals need a base runner, bring the tying run to the plate in a 4-2 ball game. Another tight one between these two teams. We mentioned that 4 of the 5 previous games settled by 2 runs or less. And it may be the same thing here tonight. Betancourt looks at ball 1 inside. Tonight for Betancourt, a double, fly ball and a strikeout. Batting .250 this year. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball center field. That'll be routine for Austin Jackson. 1 out. Well, how's Valverde done in his career against the Royals? 24 games, 17 saves, and a sub-2 ERA. He qualifies pretty good. Here's Mike Moustakas. Moustakas had that double in the 5th inning. The only inning tonight the Royals have scored. They got 2 against Smiley, who stands to be the winner if the Tigers can close this one out. 0-1 on Moustakas. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll bounce in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Royals runs tonight coming in on a double by Pena and an RBI single by Bourgeois. The Tigers have 2 players with RBIs, 2 apiece for Berry and Delman Young. Ground ball, right side, diving stop there by Santiago. Nice play.
Look at how quickly Santiago gets to his feet after he makes this play. It's like the ball goes in his glove and he's getting up at the same time. Look how quickly he gets up. He threw him out by about 6 or 7 feet.
It was barely a beat to get to his feet. And that is out number 2. That'll bring the crowd to their feet now. 39,144. Here is Francoeur, their last chance. In there, strike 1. Francoeur is 0 for 3. Strikeout and a couple of fly balls. Strike 2 called. Tiger bullpen has retired 6 in a row. Benoit came in for a 1-2-3-8. The crowd is roaring now with 2 strikes on Francoeur. High, ball 1. Royals desperate for a base runner. Pena waiting on deck. And the 1-2. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valverde got the fly ball from Betancourt. The ground out of Moustakas. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Valverde nails this one down, and the Tigers are back to 500 for the first time since May 15th.
And now that they are back to 500, we can start to talk about them possibly catching the Chicago White Sox, who lead the division.
An emphatic close for Jose Valverde. 4-2 final score. Back with a whole lot more from Comerica Park.